Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Michi. I talk all things personal finance and I share my journey online as I work towards building wealth as a first-generation immigrant. I can't believe January is over just like that, and for today's video, we're gonna do a little financial audit on where my money went, how much I earned, spent, saved, and invested for January, and we're also gonna see my progress for my 100K savings goal for the year. Now, let's start with my income. I had 6 sources of income for the month. Let's start with the lowest one. I got paid $7.82 from Facebook. I started uploading on Facebook last month and this is what I made. I believe I uploaded 18 videos in December. Next is my high yield savings account interest. I earned $37.05 just from leaving my emergency fund and short-term savings in there. If you're still looking for a high yield savings account, you can use my referral link to get 4% APY on your first 3 months. Next is my dividend earnings from my investment accounts. For this month, these dividends are from JEPQ and SPAXX. Next is interest from peer-to-peer lending, $200. For my part-time job, I got paid $1,898.82. I do freelancing on top of my main job. I currently don't have a project right now, but hopefully I can do more in the next couple of weeks. Now for the last one and my highest one, my main job. I work full-time in healthcare and I got paid $6,667.63. Overall, I earned $8,895.14. And this is how I spent my January paychecks. I had to pay $1,358.86 for taxes. That's about 15% of my checks. This is way lower than usual because I am currently front-loading my pre-tax retirement account, my 457B. $81.74 for my health insurance. And I saved and invested $7,455.40, which is 83% of my income this month. That's $1,704.86 towards my emergency fund. Again, I parked this one in my high-yield savings account. And $5,750.54 for my investments. That's $83.82 from my dividends that was automatically reinvested to my investment accounts. This is mainly from my taxable brokerage account and my Roth IRA. $304.16 for my HSA, $519.70 for my pension. We're required to contribute 9% of our gross pay, $695 for my 401A that I am rolling over to my Roth IRA using a mega backdoor strategy, and lastly, $4,147.86 for my 457B. I've been contributing 70% of my paycheck as of the moment until I max it out, hopefully by July. I started doing annual budgeting this year. Basically, I saved up $8,000 last year for my spending fund, and that's all I can spend for the whole year. The goal is not use my paychecks for my investments so I can invest aggressively. I am in a very privileged position to keep my expenses so low and be able to save a whole year of expenses. This month, here's everything that I spent. My fixed expenses was only $210.39. That's $100 for my siblings' shared rent. I don't live with them anymore. They live with a family member that charges them rent, and this is just a small help that I do for them. Last year, I spent the same $100, and the only bill that I have is my phone bill. I paid $110.39. Last year, it was $112.18. For food, I spent $54.07 at Chick-fil-A when I was babysitting my nephews. I tried their mac and cheese for the first time, and it was so bomb. Last year, I only spent $44.35 on restaurants, so I spent more on that category for this year. I also bought some essentials this month. That's $36.01. I bought some penny liners, pads, alcohol, and cotton. I'm trying to stock up on my personal care and track how much I go through each year so I can kind of know how much to spend in this category since I am doing an annual budgeting now. Last year, I am tracking this in my shopping category, but I realized I need a personal care category. For shopping, I spent $16.15 for a storage container. Last year, I spent $144.41 on shopping. We'll go over my 2025 expenses later. For donation, I spent $20 this year. Last year, I spent $150. January last year, I spent $2,532.59. But for this year, I only spent $336.62. Let's see my 2025 expenses report from my expense tracker. So these are the transactions that I did last year. I booked my Hawaii flight, donation. I paid for HydraFacial, not worth it if you're not gonna do it consistently. Food at work, transportation. I was paying for transportation when I was working my old job. Right now, my new employer provides us a commute pass, so I don't have to pay for transportation anymore. Not sure if they're gonna make changes on that this year. I was also paying for a whole life insurance at that time. I ended up canceling that one. I didn't do enough research about it before purchasing one, and I later found out that I am paying hefty premiums for an investment that I am basically already doing. But for later, I am getting another one. It's gonna be a term life insurance. Health. Oh, I was paying my periodontist a copay for my visit. This was my dental plan from my previous job, but with my dental plan through my employer right now, I don't have to pay for anything anymore. Shopping, I stocked up on sunscreen. Health. Treatment, I paid for microneedling. Target run that I couldn't even remember what I could possibly bought. Quizlet trial. Temu for organizers. Another transportation. eBay for 2 cameras. Business expenses, I was counting this inside my personal expenses, but for this year, I made a different tracker for my business expense. And then bills. Wow, that was actually a lot of spending that happened last year. And January was actually my 3rd highest spending month. February was the 1st and May was the 2nd place. If you also want to track your expenses like this, I'm gonna leave the link down below where you can download a copy. My goal this year is to save and invest 100K, at least $75,000 investment and $25,000 in savings. But I know for sure I would want to put more money in investments than saving it. But we'll see as we do these updates for next month. So I saved $1,704.86 for my emergency fund. I invested $8,529.53, not counting my pension. I uploaded the breakdown on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram if you also want to see that. So that's $10,234.39. Once I put those numbers in my savings goal tracker, it's gonna tell me that I've already saved up 10% and that I still need $89,765.61 more to save 100K this year. Sounds like I am going to have a lot of working to do. My income varies a lot, so I am not doing monthly target on savings and investments. But for January, we did $10,000. So that was kind of on track if we divide 100K over 12 months. But my contributions every month will not be like this. Lastly, before we end this, we closed $317,554.60 of net worth for January. That's 5.85% growth from my December's net worth. I already posted my net worth update before this. You can check that out for the complete breakdown. This will be my starting net worth for the year. My goal is to hit 400K by the end of the year, so I hope you guys would stick around. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you can support the channel and see more of my personal finance journey. I'll see you guys on the next video.